Hey guys, I'm going to tell you something that happened to me a couple of days ago, and what made me decide to get a few more accessories. And stick out to the end of the video and I'll show you these things that I got. But what happened was, I'm outside working and it was about 8 o'clock in the morning, and while I was there, all of a sudden I heard a screeching noise and a crash. And so I ran into the house real quick thinking, hey, I'm going to grab my drone and I'm going to fly over and see what this is, because from where I'm standing I can't see what happened. So I go in the house and I grab the drone and I grab the controller and I got everything set up and I ran to the door, and only to find out that I couldn't open the door real quick, because I had, in one hand I had the drone and the other I had the controller, and without trying to drop everything, open the door. So that was my first challenge. And once I got outside, immediately set the drone down and lit up the controller and took off. That was when I met my second challenge. While I'm in the air about 30 feet, I look at the controller and I can see that the camera is shaking violently, and I couldn't understand why at first, and then it hit me. I realized I forgot to take off the gimbal clamp, which secures the gimbal in place for storage. So challenge number 2. And so with that, I had to land the drone, remove that gimbal clamp, and restart, and then take off. So in total, by the time I heard the noise and by the time I actually got over to where I was flying, I lost about a good 6-7 minutes, and a valuable lesson learned. So what did I do about it? Well, there's a couple accessories that I purchased which I think is a must-have for anyone who owns a DJI Mavic Pro, and I think these are well worth the money spent. So with that, let's show you what accessories I purchased, and you'll see why. So one of the first items that I purchased as an accessory was a product by the name of ANKER. And what that is just a new lightning cable. This happens to be a 12-inch lightning cable, and it's got the nylon cording on it. Very tough and very durable. My current situation, I'll show this to you, is I have the lightning cable that came with the iPhone, and in order to hook it up every time I wanted to fly, I had to wrap this thing around like that in order to attach the cable. I could have attached it and left it long like that, but now I've got all this cable in the way. So I said, you know what, I'm not doing that no more. Get rid of that. We're gonna just use this little lightning cable, and it's very short and very durable, and it takes the licking that I need. So with that installed, if I can get it installed here, then what I end up with is a very short cable, which now nothing interferes with my controlling. And so that was the first accessory that I purchased, and well worth the money. I think it was around $12. On eBay, I think, is where I got this one. The second item that I purchased as an accessory, because I had the little snafu of trying to open my front door with both hands full, is I purchased a lanyard. And I got this from MAVLOCK.com, and let me show you how that attaches. But that's the lanyard, and now I can be hands-free, virtually hands-free, when I'm carrying my controller. So let me show you how we hook this up. So in order to attach this, the first thing that we're going to do is remove our clamp. And we take that and undo that just like so. And then we take our little wheel and we remove it. The end of the lanyard has an aluminum clamp which has a little hole in it, and that fits right over top of the clamp just like this. Return the wheel. Return the clamp. Attach the lanyard. Place that around your neck. Install the iPad, and voila. And now I have a lanyard attached and I'm virtually hands-free. Very stable, and it holds this thing very nice, and it's secure, and so I feel comfortable with that. That came in handy, so now I can hold the drone in one hand, I can open doors or whatever, or if I'm flying and I need to grab something, then I can let go of this and it's going to hang there and not have to worry about falling and hitting the ground. That's a plus. The next item that I purchased along with the lanyard is the little metal piece that goes on the bottom of my MAV mount. And what this does is on your controller, when you go to slide this in, it locks it into place, and so there's no play whatsoever. And you slide it in, and it actually gives a one-time slide in perfect fit. So when you're hanging by the lanyard, your MAV mount is not wiggling back and forth, and at some point may over a period of time cause damage to the controller. So that was very easy to install. There's just one little bolt here that is inserted through the top of the MAV mount, fastens through to the metal piece on the back, and gives it a nice secure fit into the controller. That is surprisingly very well made, and also does what it is supposed to do. It keeps everything pretty solid and rigid, so now there's no vibration, no wiggling around, no moving parts, and I really like that. That's good. The next accessory that I purchased was the gimbal protector for the Mavic Pro, and what that is a little plastic cover that fits over the gimbal, and this has a couple of tabs in the back which, when locked in place, secures the gimbal. So currently you have the cover that goes over top of the Mavic Pro, which you remove when you're flying, plus it also has the gimbal lock that is in place. Now when you forget that, like I did, you're gonna find out real quick through watching your video that you can't fly this thing very well and see your videos with this thing in place. Plus, you know, you take a chance on damaging your gimbal because the camera's trying to calibrate at the same time, and that's where the violent shaking comes from. And the way to install this is, of course, you would have this removed, and when you go to store it, then this just slips over top of the gimbal and locks in place just like the regular gimbal cover. And there it is. So now when I take my drone out and I remove the cover, I no longer have to worry about whether or not I remember to remove that gimbal clamp in place, and I'm ready to fly. So this little item here was, well, for people who tend to forget quite a bit, that's going to be a lifesaver on your videos, save you time, so when you launch it, you realize you left it on, and then you have to re-land, take your gimbal clamp off, and then restart. So these are the accessories that I purchased. The anchor for the lightning cable, the lanyard for my controller, which on many occasions now that has has been very handy, and also my gimbal cover, which also acts as a gimbal clamp, and once I remove this, then I don't have to remember to take off the gimbal clamp, and with that I'm able to fly. So those are some needed accessories for your Mavic Pro if you want to enjoy your flying time. Being able to go hands-free with your controller whenever you need to, so you can pick up your drone or open your case or grab a phone, maybe get a drink of water when you're out flying. And the gimbal lock, obviously, man, can't believe I forgot that. So hope you find this video helpful, and some of the accessories you might add to your collection for your drone. So in the end, I managed to launch the drone, fly over, and see what the excitement was all about and where the noise came from. So all in all, it wasn't a wasted trip, but I did waste some time. So whenever you're in a hurry, these are some of the accessories you're going to want to have. So with that, thanks for watching and happy flying.